Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about 3 new to me sunscreens. These are going to be kind of like a little mini review about how I felt these sunscreens work for me over the past few months. And if these shiny glasses are bothering you, I'm so sorry. These ones are so reflective, but I'm wearing them while my other regular pair are getting new lenses. These ones are not sponsored at all and I wasn't asked to talk about them, but they're from the brand Firmu. I think that's how you say it, because they were really cheap. Whereas the other glasses that I have, I love the frames, but they're like $600, and so I wanted to keep the same frames but not be without my glasses because contact lenses irritate my eyes so much. So I picked up a super cheap pair. I think this was like 50 New Zealand dollars, where my other glasses were at 800 New Zealand dollars. And yeah, these ones, aside from being very shiny and a different shape, they're a bit bigger than I thought they would be and all of that sort of stuff. They are fine. So the first sunscreen I'm going to talk about is from Scinic or Scinic? Scinic? I'm actually not sure how to pronounce the brand, but it's Right All Right Enjoy Super Mild Sun Essence. And I picked all 3 of these products up from YesStyle. The Pyunkang Yul one, which was a sponsored product as well, but all of these are from YesStyle. I have the habit of picking up like the cheapest sunscreens that I can find and just hoping for the best. And so this one was on a pretty decent sale. I believe that I got this one for about $5 US and it is 50 ml. Usually I buy the sunscreens that are between $5 to $10 US, especially for 50 ml. It doesn't last very long. And this one actually works really well, and it is probably my favorite out of the 3. This one has like no white cast on my skin. It feels clear and it doesn't smell weird, because one of the other sunscreens I picked up a while ago had what's the word? It's, oh my gosh, I just cannot remember what the smell is. It's so bad. Rosemary. It smelled like rosemary, and I just really didn't like it. But this one just looks like nothing. Smells mostly like nothing as well. It absorbs really quickly, or just kind of feels like it dries down really quickly because it's realistically not getting absorbed into the skin. But it was really easy to put makeup over the top of it, and it didn't require a very long time to feel like it dried down. But it didn't make my skin feel dry, which is really good, because I do have another sunscreen from Misha that does make my skin feel dry, and I only really use it on weekends because whenever I put makeup over the top of it, it makes my makeup sit like really weirdly on my skin, and I don't like that. So that's like the weekend only sunscreen. Whereas this one from, I want to call the brand Scinic, mostly because SCI would be like science, but I don't know where that name sort of originates from, but that one is really good and I would definitely purchase it again. And it is one that I would recommend for pretty much everybody. It's lightly moisturizing, no white cast that I could see on my skin, and worked well underneath makeup. The next one is from Cosrx. This is the Aloe Soothing Sunscreen, which is SPF 50 plus PA+++. This one is to protect the skin against the sun while hydrating the skin. This one has the strongest white cast out of the 3 sunscreens that I tried for the last few months. This one is very noticeable, even on my fairer complexion. So for anyone who has a deeper skin tone, this is one that I probably would not recommend, because it's probably going to show up a lot more and be a lot more annoying. It's very moisturizing and it makes my skin feel really beautiful. I do have to say, for me personally, the white cast goes away within maybe like 10 to 20 minutes. So I can wear this without makeup over the top, no problem. I would just kind of wait a few minutes before I go out of the house. I usually put the sunscreen on pretty early in the morning before I go get coffee and things like that, and before I do my makeup, of course, so it has time to kind of settle in. This one is very thick and it has quite a strong smell. It kind of has like a very sunscreeny scent, but there's also something else that's kind of mixed in with it. And it's a really thick cream rather than the Scinic. I keep calling it Scinic, I don't know what to call it, which was more like a watery gel. And you can definitely see, even on like a very basic hand swatch, that it's definitely got a lot of white cast. However, this one is really moisturizing, and aside from the white cast that it gives, it works fine. I do think that I wore it underneath one of my tinted moisturizers and it didn't work very well because it peeled up on the skin, which I didn't like. But I think that was more like a reaction between that particular product and the sunscreen, because that product didn't do it with the other two sunscreens, and the sunscreen didn't do anything for my makeup this morning. So I used this one this morning because it's the most recent one that I've been using. And this is with the NARS foundation, and I had no problems with pilling. So I feel like it's just like a bad match. It was a Clarins tinted moisturizer. I think I actually really enjoy the smell of this one. I'm very much like a scent person, although I don't know what this is, and scent isn't necessary for me. I do enjoy it when it's a good scent, and I hate the product when it is a bad scent for me personally, and like I know that's very subjective. But this one was really nice and hydrating. I feel like it works well, and it's the middle of winter here in New Zealand, so I wasn't going to get sunburned anyway, but I wear sunscreen every day regardless, and so I feel like this is still working really well. But definitely a strong white cast. And then the lucky last is from Pyunkang Yul. This is the Calming Sun Cream, and this one was one of the sponsored products for YesStyle. So what happens is they provide option 1, 2 or 3 for products per week or per month for their members, and this happened to pop up with 2 other sun creams, and I was like, I always love a sunscreen, and the prerequisite is that you just do a review for them. So don't even have to do like a full term review, it's just like a mention. I really enjoyed the packaging of this one. I think that it looks a bit nicer in comparison to the other two. It's kind of got like a matte packaging with the dark green on the bottom. This one is also a sun cream like the Cosrx, and this one also has a white cast. It definitely is a more lighter white cast than the Cosrx. This one blends in really, really quickly, although it does still give a bit of a white cast, so there's still something there. It's just not, it's not intense at all, and so I find that after like maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, the white cast for me is totally gone. However, it is definitely there to start with. This one smells more like your classic sunscreen, which I actually really like. So smell is good. It's also really, really moisturizing, being that it is more of a cream version in comparison to the more gels, which are usually a little bit less hydrating. Not always, but usually. This one does feel really hydrating on the skin, and it feels really nice to apply, to take off at the end of the day as well. This one I had no problems with any of the makeup, so it went underneath makeup really beautifully, and it wore alone really beautifully as well, and so I really like this one. So for me personally, all 3 of these ones worked really well. It is pretty often that I get sunscreens that don't work well, or I think that are not suited for some reason or another, or just aren't really nice for the skin, but I would happily suggest any of these ones, and I believe that these ones are all fairly cheap, either between 5 to 10 for these ones I believe, and this one was a little bit more expensive, maybe 15, because it was a sponsored product. I was like, whatever. But it is always important to wear a sunscreen. I wear one every single day, regardless of the weather. It is like the middle of winter right now, so it's the end of winter, and it is raining outside, and I am still wearing my sunscreens, so they're super important. And there are so many options these days that I'm sure you guys can find something nice and beautiful for your skin as well, and I would highly recommend those 3 if they are available for you. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!